Hey, what's happening, guys? Xavier Smith, aka Coach X, and we're going to be talking about all things power plate. And today, in particular, we're going to talk about this bad boy right here, and maybe a little bit of this one right here. And just in case you're not sure what we're talking about, we got this one too. So we're going to be talking about that right here, right now. So you best stay tuned. Ha! What's happening, guys? Yours truly here, Xavier Smith, aka Mr. XL Smith. And I got my main man, Nick Goodman. He's on board with me, and we're going to be bringing some excellent solutions your way. And you know me, I'm militant in my mindset, so I like just to get right to the point. Nick, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm still alive, man. I can't complain. I am just super duper excited. And I get so excited because I light up when I'm given the opportunity to at least show people an opportunity to get themselves into a higher vibration, just lead people to solutions that work well for them. And that's why I'm so glad that we're going to be talking about the Power Plate Pulse today. And just to get you guys educated, let me just make sure I address the elephant in the room. Some of you probably don't know me. There's more of you that don't know me than do. So you probably don't care about me, but you may care about some of the solutions that I represent. But let me just tell you, I am here to educate, not manipulate. That's a motto that I stand for in my business and my personal life. So that is what you can look forward to. We just want to educate you, introduce you to the possibilities that exist for you, especially if you are one trying to get away from pain and go into the realm of pleasure and feeling good. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So, Nick, let's tell, in case people don't know about you, tell me a little bit about you, where you come from, and how you got to be where you are now.
Sure. So I'm Nick Goodman. I'm the head of retail sales for PowerPlate. I've been with the company for about 3 years. So PowerPlate has been around for 20 years. We're known as the world leader in vibration training. And over those 20 years, we've been primarily whole body vibration. So you might have seen us at an Equinox, a Lifetime Fitness, an X Sport. You might have seen us at your chiropractor, at your doctor's office. Yeah. About a year ago, we transitioned into handheld products like the Pulse, like the massage gun that you have. And the last year has just been an absolute rocket ship up for us. We've sold tens of thousands of units. We've brought a lot of people into the brand, and we've gotten a lot more people thinking about vibration therapy, not just as a fitness tool or a recovery tool, but really a quality of life tool. That's ultimately what we're offering. That's ultimately what we've partnered with you to position to people out there. So whether you're a runner, whether you're sedentary, whether you just want to feel better while you sit on the couch, PowerPlate makes incredible products that can benefit your life. Prior to my role with PowerPlate, I was with a company called Lifeline Fitness doing handheld stuff. It's all functional training, right? Everything I've done in my career, even when I was working at clubs, was all focused on functional training, essentially intuitive movement and things that people instinctively know how to do, just doing them better and more safely. Whether that's the programming I was teaching as a personal trainer, whether that's things like the Power Wheel or the Jungle Gym XT from Lifeline, and now products like the Pulse and whole body vibration trainers like the Personal and the Move from PowerPlate.
Beautiful. So in a nutshell, like I think you and I share this common bond. We both have an agenda to help people live a better life. And if we can help them do it in a more efficient manner and create better results in a faster, shorter time frame, we are all about that.
Yeah. In fact, when PowerPlate came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, one of our first mottos, one of our first kind of company creeds was acceleration training. right?
Nice.
Acceleration training meaning efficiency, meaning efficacy, meaning the ability to train in a way that is intuitive but also respects the user's time. Whether it's the pulse or one of our whole body vibration trainers, you're talking about a 5 to 15 minute time commitment. That's time for yourself. That's
Wow.
time that most people can carve out and really use to prioritize their health and wellness.
Wow, that's a perfect timing. Speaking of timing, because we are definitely time deprived, attention deprived, and we there's a lot of people out there looking for solutions. So let's dive into what this particular unit will do for people. I have in my hand the Power Plate Pulse, which comes in two different colors. This one I got in black. Thank you. And there is also red available, and I'm just using the big gigantic ball. There's two sizes. This one is one of 6 different attachments. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, there's 6 attachments included in the box.
Perfect. And I noticed I've been playing around with it ever since I got it. And the one thing that I noticed was different is the 4 different variable speeds / frequencies that one could use. And they what you would get if you ordered, let's say you were looking to enter the Power Plate market, this one I would highly recommend. Now, Nick, could you tell us exactly why would someone want this particular unit? What would that be good for?
It's a great question. So first of all, in regards to the 4 speeds, an important point of distinction, a lot of other units on the market will have 3 speeds.
Yep.
So we match the top speeds on the market. One point of differentiation is actually that first speed, that lowest speed. We did a lot of research and development and got a lot of feedback from people saying some massage guns on the market are too powerful, they were uncomfortable, or they felt like they were too aggressive. So we actually gave a bigger range for users. So whether someone is a sedentary 90-pound person or a 300-pound professional athlete, they can get maximum use out of the pulse. In terms of what it's for, ultimately, it is for improving quality of life. A couple of use cases that we see are breaking up the day, whether it's your commute, whether it's sitting at your job, which most people are still sitting at their job, even if they're working from home.
Yep.
When things like bars and restaurants were open, we have servers who, if they got a break during their shift, would use the pulse for 3 to 5 minutes, right? If I'm standing on my feet, it's great for that. In terms of what it's doing for your body, it's a couple things. One, it's promoting circulation. We know that regardless of what you're doing, having good circulation is always tied to good health outcomes, right? Whether it's getting your blood pumping, doing a workout, whether it's just sitting in your day-to-day, good circulation always benefits you. Power Plate, specifically the pulse, is awesome for that. Another thing that it does that some people might be aware of is it does help break up fascia. Some people might be aware of the term myofascial release. Mm-hmm. It's what happens when you foam roll, where you're literally, in a good way, breaking up fascia. The pulse does that in its own unique way, right? So you're taking any area of the body, you're concentrating on it, you are, in a good way, breaking it down, which in turn provides relief and recovery. Another thing that the pulse helps with, that other Power Plate products help with, is promoting what some people will call lymphatic drainage, but it's essentially the flushing of the lymphatic system. The reason why that matters is if things like lactic acid build up, that's often what causes cramping or soreness, whether it's during the workout, during the day, or 24 to 72 hours after. Power Plate helps eliminate all of that through the body, which in turn leaves you less sore and lets you get back at it quicker. So the example that most people can relate to or think about is leg day, right?
Yes.
If you're doing a traditional bodybuilding split, or you're focusing on one area of the body and you do a leg day, most people will know that the day after you can be pretty sore and going up and down stairs might be uncomfortable, but 48 hours after can be unbearable for some people, right?
Yes.
The reason is because that's when everything is pooling and settling, and that's when the real discomfort can set in. Now, rewind 48 hours earlier, at the end of that workout, if you take 5 minutes and use the power plate pulse, you're going to be less sore, you're going to recover faster, and you're not going to experience what some people call DOMS, or delay onset muscle soreness, in the same way. So ultimately, lots of different use cases for the pulse. We know that however people are using it, whenever they're using it, the ultimate goal is to increase quality of life and to essentially do more of what you love, whether it's working out, walking, gardening, playing with your grandkids, whatever.
Right. That's beautiful, man. And all, pretty much all of those situations apply with me. I have grandkids times 11. Always, my profession, I started my career as a trainer, and, knock on wood, I've been doing a pretty good job of helping people get better at the game of life through fitness. But when it comes to tools like this, like the cream of the crop, guys, there are a lot of other solutions out there. Some of them are pretty good, but when it comes to the best of the best, I refer to Power Plate as kind of like the Rolls Royce, or perhaps maybe there's another car that I'm looking for.
I've said Cadillac in the past.
Cadillac is another good one. But my point is, we're at the apex of quality. As far as affordability, man, this is probably I think it's around 35% cheaper than probably the next leading product out there. So to me, I think this is a no-brainer in my eyes.
Absolutely. And with that, I gave a little bit of backstory on Power Plate, but I do want to reiterate, if you look at the marketplace, and if anyone watching is in the market for something like this, or they're aware of other solutions out there, Power Plate didn't just throw our hat in the ring with the Pulse or with our other products. We had 20 years of history, science, brand legacy, really being the Rolls Royce or the Cadillac of the vibration industry. Yep. So for us to come out with the Pulse in particular was years of research and development, years of strategic sourcing, years of consumer feedback to create what we really thought and do think is the best item out there. Again, it's for sure. You could be literally a professional athlete, or you could be someone who is completely sedentary, and you could still see tremendous application for something like the Pulse.
We got a question, or maybe a comment. As a massage therapist at my local YMCA, there's an opportunity to use Power Plate Pulse unit with all my clients. Are there different head attachments? Yes. This comes from Monique. Monique, thank you for the question. Thank you for chiming in, first of all. I'll answer that, and I'm sure Nick will have some input too. But yes, let's, as a matter of fact, I have the box that you would get too, Monique. So here's what it looks like. And somebody put my socks in here. And here is a couple of the attachments. You know what I love, Nick, is that you guys thought big. You guys thought international. So let's say you go across seas and you have a different outlet that's over there in Europe. I spent 4 years in Italy, and it's a different electrical outlet. So you got that there. You also have this one. So you have no excuse. And so to answer your question, Monique, we've got 6 different attachments. This one happens to be the big ball. There's a smaller ball that can get into more body part specifics. I've been using the fork for my forearms. So yeah, Nick, do you have anything else to input on that?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the question. And second of all, obviously, as a massage therapist, you're an expert. You know how to deal with your clients and how best to work with them. We do at PowerPlate, we offer digital content with purchase. So when you do go ahead and order your pulse or any item from us, you unlock our app for iOS and for Android. On that app, we show specific use cases for each attachment. So the point was made, for example, with the fork. The fork is excellent for an area like the forearm. Small ball versus larger ball. A large ball might be better for a larger muscle group, like your quads, whereas that small ball might be better for something like my pec minor, which is a little more precise. So we try to give examples of use cases and show that. But definitely that range of attachments will allow anybody, especially a professional like a massage therapist, to get maximum use out of the product.
Thank you so much for that question, Monique. So keep bringing them on. And if you do have any comments or concerns, be sure to message me because I might even have a perk that I can throw in for yourself or your clients. But yeah, I already left the link in the description. If you want more information about the PowerPlate Pulse, it will take you right to the description and you can go from there. And I just took out the big ball attachment and attached, I think this one is called the thumb attachment.
Yeah.
What application would this serve?
I've used that primarily upper back.
Okay.
I actually, to be candid, that's not one I use as much, but in the use cases I've had with that, it's upper back. So things like scaps. I get a lot of scap soreness, and I find that can get into smaller areas and kind of areas between a bit better. I've also actually seen that one used on the feet. I think a lot of people don't think about using the pulse on their feet, but whether you're a runner, whether you're in a service essential job where you're on your feet a lot, even a minute or two with the pulse can make a huge difference.
That's a good point. Let's switch gears real quick, and I want to do a little screen share, and let me see if I can pull this off there. Monique, if you're interested, this is what you would look. This is the page that you would see available in different colors. There's the red one. You also would get this for free shipping if you went through my store. There's a couple of different looks at it, and I think this one might come with a little video. And we'll just pop that in there real quick. It's only 39 seconds. And I can definitely attest to the fact that it's whisper quiet. I don't know if you saw earlier, while Nick was talking, I was actually using the product. Years ago, I had frozen shoulder from overuse in my boxing days. And so this thing has been remarkable at breaking up that area, the whole shoulder complex. And it's one of those things that you don't want to leave home without it, you know?
In terms of it being quiet, along with having 20 years of experience in the vibration category, without giving away too much, we use what's called a brushless motor. So we actually have optimized the design of the product to be more quiet. The example that I always give, because I like day-to-day use cases, I can watch a scripted TV show and not have to turn up the volume, and I can use the pulse. Or the example you just gave where you can literally have a conversation with someone and use the pulse and not have to raise your voice. So again, it's great in an athletic capacity, but it also applies to just day-to-day life.
Yes, yes. Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. This thing is definitely a life enhancement product. From my end, it's something that you just can't be without. I like to say this: you're going to be better with this than without it. And once you get your world exposed to all things power plate, you're probably going to want to upgrade. It's just like that. I sent you an email, Nick, because I may have talked Mighty Mouse, which is my wife. I may have talked. Don't say it too loudly. I may have talked her into giving me the green light for my own power plate move. So that's going to be on my agenda, on the radar sooner than later. And I'm super duper excited. It's a Hercules type of moment for me. So let's briefly talk about what someone would get when they move up into the power plate floor model. That'll be a teaser for our next time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to talk about our whole body vibration trainers. Let's actually specifically talk about the move. That's really become kind of the focal point of our consumer models over the last couple years. So as I mentioned before, our bread and butter, what we've done for 20 years, what we're known for, along with products like the Pulse, are whole body vibration trainers. These are items that are used in a recovery capacity, therapeutic capacity, a medical capacity, and a lot of people use them as the centerpiece of their home gym. Ultimately, with something like the Move, you're getting a platform with 6 frequencies and amplitudes. Those are basically speeds and intensity levels that allow you to use the product in any way you might like. So the example I always give is if I'm using the product in a fitness capacity, I might have it a bit lower. If I'm using it in a recovery capacity, I might have it a bit higher. It's got a 9-minute runtime, can accommodate over 300 pounds. So I'm a 200-pound male. I can have 50 pounds in each hand and be on the unit itself. Wow. I use the product primarily as a fitness tool. So I do functional training workouts on the plate. That's exercises and movements everybody knows. Things like push-ups, dips, squats, whole body, in some cases, compound movements. That makes sense. They're intuitive, and they allow us to maximize our workouts. If you don't know what to do or you need a starting point, our app, as I mentioned before, has incredible content. We always include that with purchase. So once you purchase a PowerPlate product, you unlock our app. You get access to TED-style training talks. You also get access to workouts on demand. Some of those workouts on demand are really low intensity. They're 10-minute recovery pieces. Some of them are 30-minute high-intensity interval training pieces. But all of them allow you to maximize the use of your power plate and give you a chance to use the whole body vibration trainer in a way that works for you. The nice thing about the Move specifically is MSRP is right around $3,000, which is a bit of a magic price point. It's what you might pay for an elliptical or a treadmill, but you're getting something that's more versatile. The other nice thing, even though it's a best-in-class product, no assembly is required. So in today's world where many of us are homebound, we're probably not keen on having a delivery agent come into our home right now. The Move can be delivered in a no-contact way. It shows up in a box from UPS. You bring it in the house, you plug it in, and you're good to go. So it's a pretty streamlined solution. And again, especially in today's world, it's a great fitness tool because you're not stuck setting anything up. You're not stuck having to coordinate delivery. You order, and in 3 to 5 days, it's at your front door.
Boom. That's got me excited. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. I have plenty of applications that I like to use for it. Now, here's the key, guys. Those of you that are watching, that you're still with us, you may not be into the same things I am. Like I like doing crazy things like suspending 240 plus pounds over my head like that. I also am working on super duper flexibility in the hips, so that's my world. And I'm always on the lookout for things that will help me continue my training well into my 60s and 70s. You know, I have not really stepped into a traditional gym since about 2006. And I've been, you know, pretty good at, you know, trying to get that flexibility going. But when I run across products like this that can help me accelerate and enhance my experience, I got 2 thumbs up and a Hercules moment for those things. So I am all about it. So this is going to blow my world. Would you say that this would be a great opportunity for people to, let's say someone's looking to downsize their home gym and they really just want like a centerpiece that can do all things? Would you be confident in saying that this move is it?
Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of times we think in a more narrow capacity. Those of us that work out, right? There's cardio and there's strength training, and it's all very siloed. Power plate is all of those things at once, right? So if you have an elliptical and a strength component, that's great. But power plate can actually give you those together, right?
Wow.
You can do cardiovascular exercise. You can warm up. You can cool down. You can do strength work. The example with everything that you do and the flexibility piece reminded me, there was an incredible article in the Washington Post 2 or 3 years ago. And I believe she's the prima ballerina. She's definitely a ballerina at the DC Ballet. Okay. She literally has a power plate in her dressing room because before she dances, right? This is one of the best ballet performers in the world. Before she dances, she's on power plate. And when she's done, she recovers with power plate. There's nothing better at promoting circulation. There is nothing better at getting the body ready to do anything than power plate.
There you go. I think we can end on that note right there, my friend, because this thing does it all. And I spend my whole career trying to separate myself from what I call the mold of mediocrity, and always searching for tools, tips, tricks, and things that will help shorten my time frame as far as results are concerned. And power plate, all things power plate is it. I can't see myself going anywhere else. So I am so thankful for, you know, getting into the ecosystem, and I've made it my mission to educate people about this as possible, because this is it. This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the only path to that better life. Well, Nick, I have to say, man, this is another time well spent. My original plan was to do a 10-minute piece, just a quick introduction, but the flow was just there. And look, we're already at 28 minutes. Any other parting comments or philosophies that you'd like to share with us before we go?
I would encourage everyone, obviously, to reach out to you, and certainly check out powerplate.com. Do your research. I think there's such a wealth of resources there. And if you're able, after your purchase, I would really encourage everyone to download our app. We spent the last 2 years maximizing and optimizing it, and we're just getting really, really strong feedback. We understand that in today's world, digital content is not a nice to have, it's a need to have. So when you make that power plate purchase, make sure that you are taking advantage of the digital content you get, because you're not just getting the product, you're also getting the app and everything that comes with it.
Boom. There you go. That's it, folks. I don't know what else I can do to introduce you to my world, introduce you to the world of power plate. But if this doesn't interest you, I'm not sure what will. Nick, I want you to stay right there where you are. Don't get off, because I'm going to sign off here, but I want to talk to you a little bit afterwards. But as I leave you guys, I want to remind you, be very mindful of having fun with life, because if you're not careful, life will have fun with you, and it's usually at your expense. I'm Xavier Smith. That's Nick, and we are here to serve. I'll talk to you soon, and I can't wait for you to join us next time. Bye-bye.